The CIA owns all stations. So I'm looking into this. What's going on? And Robert Kennedy said, stop. There was a Russian attack. The CIA director would turn around and say, quit, find out what happened. And seriously told So, no, I think it was just.
All right, almost time.
Almost.
They released the warrant, they released there was never anything conclusive per se, but there was nothing conclusive the other. You know, the one thing they have is they have certain files that
All right. It's a slow night, maybe. It's a cold and dark Thursday night in the ghetto. Oh, we got a viewer. Who do we got? I wonder if it's my fan favorite. Let's see who it is. Hey, Mike, how are you? Welcome to Angie's Angles, Mike. I appreciate you. Look at that. You beat your granddaughter Danica on tonight, Mike. Good job. Mike, dialing it up from the Carolinas. Harold, I am duo interstatal. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Angie's Angles. It is February the 22nd in the year of my Lord, 2024. Say hi to Mike. Harold, Tom, how you doing down up from Smoke Therapy, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue, Ronkonkoma, New York. If you're local, come on down. Nick Troiano, representing the alum of Adelphi University. Nick is saying, let's put Nick up on the board here. Nick is saying, hey, Angelo, same old Mets with the injuries. We are in trouble without Senga, unless Stearns is convinced about signing Mr. Montgomery. I hear you, Nick. Mark Brooks, my brother from another mother. What's going on, Mark? Making me try interstatal. All right, I'm going to post something up here. And, okay, so for all of you that follow me on Facebook, I am infatuated with a capital I tell you. Go to this guy's webpage or his Facebook page, Porter's Evil Jumps. If you type that in, PorterSeveljumps, this guy recreates Evel Knievel jumps with that toy Evel Knievel motorcycle with the guy on it. You rev it up, you release it, and he jumps, and it's fantastic. It has me mesmerized. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to post things that intrigue me on Facebook or elsewhere to see, to let everybody know about it, maybe blow up his page. He's got a lot of viewers. Believe me, he doesn't need my help, but I thought I'd throw it out there. All right. So I got my new lighter. The old one broke. It didn't light up anymore. I don't know what happened to it. And I thought maybe we were going to have I thought it was going to die out on me again. So we got the torch going on. Hey, Clark, I am quadruple interstatal. Right, Harold? Barbara says this guy's got nothing to do with his time, or he's got a lot of time. Hey, Kevin, what's going on, buddy? I am quintuple interstatal. What's up, Kev? I've been trying to give you a buzz, but I know you've been busy. So obviously I'll give you a buzz on the ride home and see if you can talk a couple of minutes. So go check him out. Porter's Evil Jumps on Facebook. I don't know what you're talking about, Clark. I'm not really sure. Yeah, right, Mark. They're pretty interesting. especially the one where he's got him jumping the whole fire pit. That's pretty interesting. And the landings are incredible. Hey, Eric, thanks for joining us on Angie's Angles. Everybody sign on to Eric's Facebook page, Abolish the Pitch Clock. We got to, and I agree, we got to sign Trevor Bauer. How about signing Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery while we're at it? I mean, give us a fighting chance. And talk about fighting chances. We don't even get to what? To February the 22nd. And we could be talking about the Mets season in peril because of one Kodai Senga. Now, as you all know, for those that follow Angie's Angles, I was a huge proponent on signing Kodai Senga. He didn't disappoint. He had a phenomenal season, wound up with, what, a 2.93 ERA. He could have been better, but Kevin will tell you, Buck left him in the game a couple innings too long, right, Kev? Why don't you tell us about that? Eric, I don't want Mike Trout. Mike Trout is done, fini, finished. Any other adjective you want to throw in for Mike Trout? No, thank you. We have a center fielder. And by the way, for those that doubt Angie's Angles, acumen, David Stearns, Carlos Mendoza, vetted my comment that one Harrison Bader is our center fielder. Nimmo goes to left, and maybe finally, Nimmo will show his worth as a left fielder because he ain't no center fielder. That's for certain. So now we got a bona fide center fielder in Harrison Bader. We're tight up the middle. We got no problem. We're talking about an extension for Francisco Alvarez. There's no harm in doing this. The kid looked legit. Come on, Kev, why are you putting the kibosh on Harrison Bader? Kevin's saying, and let's make it for everybody. Kevin Elliott, Bader on the DL by May 15th. And Kevin makes me say tuple, interstatal. And last week I was really interstatal because I was in Florida. And you all were in New York or wherever your homes are. So, hey, Trish, I didn't see you sneak on. Oh, I'm glad. I just saw the hi, Trish. I want to welcome you on. Trisha is Brad's wife. And Trish, I believe you're Brad's sister, if I'm not wrong. Brad, welcome to you and Trisha. Yeah, from sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. Oh, gosh, I wish I was in Arizona right now. We were in Orlando. And, of course, true to fashion to the Caparuso Gagliano luck, the cold weather followed us. Not only the cold weather, but we got 2 days of awful rain. Saturday and Sunday it rained pretty badly. So we'll leave it at that. I'm battling a little cold, I guess. My throat's a little froggy, so forgive me on that. But Trisha, I'm glad you were able to sign on and catch us live. And Brad, we're going to cover you in a little bit, but we hear that you're doing well. Continue prayers, Brad and Trish. So thanks for joining us on Angie's Angle. So let's get back to the Kodai Senga. Now you got to read the words. It's very important to read the terminology. Moderate strain of his shoulder capsule. Moderate. Not slight, not minor, moderate, which is more than minor and less than major. It's moderate. And the other thing in the verbiage that they came out of Met Camp is no timeline established. That means he's out indefinitely. And there's even talk about him missing opening day, being on the DL. Now, thank God we don't have Billy Epler anymore, huh? He can't find a job in Major League Baseball until after the World Series because he fooled around with the injury list. And even more pressing about that is that somebody within the organization ratted him out. And that's not kosher. That's not good at all. So, yeah, Trisha's from Arizona. I got that, Clark. Clark sister, yep. Thank you, Clark. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. So, we talked about Kodai Senga's injury. So if there's ever a time to go sign one Jordan Montgomery, the time is now. And hell, you know what? I would even say to give Blake Snell a 2-year, $80 million contract. Give the guys $40 million a year. He'll definitely sign. Although, some of us are saying 2024 is already a wash. So, I don't know. Yeah. So Kevin, I know. Here's Kevin's comment. Epler is not the only one. It's common practice. And believe it or not, that's what got Epler to acknowledge what he did, because he says, listen, all my contemporaries do it. It's common knowledge that this happens. But sadly enough, Major League Baseball, for some reason, hates the New York Mets. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure. So that's that. Let's talk about Trevor Bauer. Why don't we now sign him? I mean, it just makes ample sense to go sign Trevor Bauer. Give him a very heavy laden incentive, or heavy incentive laden contract. Give him a base salary. Well, to be honest, we really don't even have to pay him anything, right? Because he's going to play for the league minimum, because that's where he's at. But give him bonuses, give him incentives. Yeah, Nick Triano wants to say, give me a 1-year prove-it deal for Bauer. No doubt. I mean, why can't you do that? It's going to cost you next to nothing. And let me tell you, I'd rather spend the money on a Bauer than the Severino. But according to Coach Scala, Severino's going to surprise us. So who knows what's going to happen there. Let's get back to Kodai Senga for a minute. I am 100%. And let me up that. I'm 110% that he got this injury weightlifting. Because that's what these guys want to do today. They want to hit the weights, bulk up, look like Superman, etc., etc. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure if the scar tissue from my surgery is really starting to affect me a little bit. Yeah, Kev, Bauer's going to make someone happy. There's no doubt about it. Right, Clark. Weights are bad for pitchers. So anyway, there's no doubt in my mind that Senga got hurt lifting weights. And here's my question. I mean, he's only been throwing for a week. How's it that he's already coming up lame? I mean, don't these guys condition? I don't understand. I really don't get it. We're at the 842 mark. So we talked about Senga. We talked about my infatuation with Porter's evil jumps. Go check him out. He's fantastic. Yeah, you got to throw. You got to keep those tendons, those ligaments loosey-goosey. You can't let the winter freeze them up and then come out throwing, 70, 80 miles an hour until it doesn't work. You got to stay nimble. And the weights just don't, for pitchers, you should never touch a weight. You can do leg work, you can do leg pushes, or what do they call, leg curls or whatever, but you should not affect the weights with your shoulders. Absolutely. Unless you got, I guess, the Nautilus or the free weights where you're lifting in water, that's fine. Yeah, Mark, sure, light weights with many reps, absolutely, but you can't go be bench pressing 200 pounds and doing repetitive reps. It's not healthy. Right, Clark, never do any shoulder work. Absolutely, 1,000%. And all those that know Danny and me, I did not allow Danny to pitch. I mean, sure, in little league, he pitched a game or two here and there, and he's pretty good, but there's zero reason to start pitching until you prove that you can really throw the ball hard. And then high school is when you should start pitching, and at a restricted level at that, in my opinion. But Danny never pitched competitively, at least at the higher levels, and he's happy because he doesn't have any arm issues whatsoever. We're at the 845 mark. All right. So if anybody has any questions, I'll entertain them. We had a great time in Florida. We took a little, perhaps our last little family vacation as high schoolers. That Danny and Angelo, they graduated in June. Went down to Orlando. I sat out the parks because of my neck. I couldn't go on any of the rides. So why give Disney $200 for me to walk around and make fun of Mickey and Minnie? I'm not. Yeah, I need a Harry Carey cough button. That's funny, Clark. I do actually. I need that 7-second delay. I'm sorry if it's annoying to everybody. I apologize. It's this frog in my throat won't go away. And coming back from into this cold weather probably didn't help me, to be honest. So we got that going. Nick, I've been to Disney maybe 3 times, and that's 2 times too many, in my humble opinion. I am not a Disney fan whatsoever. I'm sorry. I appreciate you. Very good you said. Oh, don't we have this discussion with Mummery? Wasn't it to enjoy Mummery? I mean, this guy, the guy with win out a week half. Well, no, just basically a week into spring training, and you got Snell, Montgomery, Martinez, Chapman, all sitting by the fire. Trevor Bauer, all sitting around the fire pit waiting for that phone to ring, and it's not ringing, folks. And I'm not sure why it's not ringing. I mean, there's a ton of teams that need pitching talent. You can have Ivan Below. For those that I posted earlier, my 40-year-old shirt I'm wearing, a shirt in the back, but 40 years old and the shirt still fits like a glove. So Kev, you just want Bauer, okay? I'll accept that. I'll accept Bauer on the team. He'll take Kodai Senga's spot until Senga resolves his issue, if he does at all. I'm sorry, Clark. I'm sorry, buddy. You know, I got the good genes, I guess. You know, now don't get me wrong. I let myself go a little bit. I don't know. I guess around the boy's birth. So 17 years ago, I actually weighed 236 pounds, if you can believe it. Right now, I'm at 190. Back in high school, I graduated at about 160. So, but I wasn't muscular back in high school. I was pretty like a string bean back in high school. It wasn't until my first year of college that I got broad and muscular. We got to post that, Clark. Clark, it says, I couldn't get a shirt on that I wore last year. That's classic, Clark. I love it, buddy. That's very funny. I am just under tall. I'm sorry, guys, for the coughing. I thought I had this under control, so I apologize. Let me take a drink of my Guinness. All right. Maybe that'll help. So we're at the 8:48 mark. It's as good a time as any to do the prayer circle, and I've got a lengthy one here tonight, and I'm going to get a little personal as well, actually. So tonight's prayer circle, we're praying for Harold, his 2 Dawn Squared, his wife and his co-worker, as they continue to do better. His wife landed a job. We're very happy to hear that. And Dawn is having some procedures done, so good for her. Scott Tobias, we're praying for your mom and wife. Linda Stein, we're praying for your dad, as always. And passing on condolences, Linda's sister's husband, Linda's brother-in-law, Anthony Bergoglio. I hope I said that right, Aunt. I knew Anthony. We were friends back in high school. His mom, I think, of 90 years old, passed away just recently. So we send our condolences out to Anthony and Karen, who's Linda's sister, and their family. We're praying. Hey, Officer Lennon, thanks for showing up, pal. We're praying for the Krause family, Aubrey, as she stays in remission with cancer. And JD, you guys got to give us an update on his injury status. Kevin Elliott, as you battle your health issues, we're praying for you, brother. Martha, my colleague at Adelphi University, as she continues the path on beating her breast cancer diagnosis. My buddy Tom from Smoke Therapy, we're praying for Jerry Miller, who passed away this week. May he rest in eternal peace. Mark Brooks, we're praying for your dad and yourself. And Mark, you got to give us updates on your balancing act. Clark, we're praying for your brother-in-law Brad, who's here tonight. Trisha and Brad, continue good news, Brad, as you progress on your battle. Mr. McGowan, sir, we have your 6 as you battle that ugly C word. Deb and Lee down to Maryland. We're praying for you, Lee, as you also battle that fight of fights with the cancer. Our friend Fred from the Smoke Therapy Lounge, he's deciding whether or not to go in for some rotator cuff surgery, and he's asked us to say a prayer for him. And here's the personal note. I lost my Uncle Louis this week, and sadly enough, we were in Florida when we got the news of his passing, 97 years old. My Uncle Louis was my confirmation sponsor back in the day, a tremendous man of faith. He worshiped and loved God as much as he worshiped and loves his wife, my Aunt Mary, my cousin Lou, Rosemary and Lena, as they mourn the passing of their dad, my cousins, many to name, who lost their uncle. My Uncle Louis was military man. Then he went to work for Loco, I believe, and not a nicer guy you could meet in the universe. My Uncle Louis, he played a mean saxophone. As a matter of fact, on my dad's passing tragically in 2017, my Uncle Louis did a solo on the sax because my dad just loved jazz. My dad loved the sax. And my Uncle Louis honored my father. He did it right in front of the casket. And he was out of body at the time, my Uncle Louis, because he just couldn't believe we just lost my dad. And he played the hell out of the horn, and it brought tears to everybody, including myself. And we lost a good man this week. And Uncle Louis, we're praying for you, big guy. And you're definitely in God's house, sir. There's no doubt in my mind. So we're at the 8:52 mark as I try to compose myself just a little bit. I mean, listen, we'll all sign up for 97 years old, but it's never easy when you lose somebody that is that meaningful to you in your life. Can't say enough kind words about Uncle Louis and my Aunt Mary, for that matter of fact. Also, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. So yeah. Yeah, it was a good long life for sure. Yes, 97, great run. So, and they lived life right, and my Aunt Mary's 90 and change, for God's sakes. And, she's as sharp as a tack. I tell you this much. I mean, she'll run circles around you with her energy. I tell you this much. So God bless. I just wanted to give him the right honor because he did mean a lot to me. So, again, to my cousins on the loss of their uncle and their dad, I send my condolences. So we're at the 8:53 mark. Just make sure, Officer Leonard, I acknowledge you. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else that was on here. My family right now, believe it or not, Barbara, I've said this ad nauseum. If there is reincarnation, I want to come back as one of her children. We just flew in from Orlando last night. No sooner do we land in Orlando, but Barbara, Danny, Angelo, Annie's girlfriend Dana could take off to Pennsylvania to go to an inside water park because it was too cold to go to the water park down in Orlando. They were closed, actually. They weren't open. So so Barbara felt bad and booked a one night stay at the Kalahari down up in the Poconos. So God bless them. Harold wants to add one more friend to prayer. His name is Ed, and he may be battling testicular cancer. Diagnosis pending results. So yes, we'll have Ed, Harold's friend, in our prayers. Thank you, Harold, for that. Clark, I mean, it's just too much. She's an amazing mom. She really is. She is selfless. She really is selfless. There's nothing she wouldn't do for her children or her family, and we're all fortunate to have Barbara in our lives. So, with that said, Saturday's our first spring training official game, right? Tyler McGill's going to be our starter. 2 innings, maybe max. And we'll see what happens. We'll get first. Pete looking how Francois door. Listen, take it easy. Take it easy, Clark. Who? Tyler McGill. Take it easy. I'm telling you right now, if I'm Carlos, who the hell am I, Mendoza? If I'm the manager of the New York Mets, I bet Harrison Bader third in that lineup in spring training to see what happens. Because the guy's a hitter. He can hit. And if you put him in front of Alonso, he's going to see premium pitches. It's going to make those at-bats more qualitative. He's going to have a better viewing of pitches coming down the pike because they don't want to pitch to Pete. Now, the problem is we got to get somebody behind Pete. So I would definitely bet Harrison Bader third. That's my humble opinion. To do it until he's hurt. Take it, Clark. What? Don't put the kibosh on me, Clark, for God's sakes. You're killing me here. So once again, I want to apologize for the annoying cough. I've kind of it seems like I've suppressed it a little bit now. I don't know if it's the thickness of the smoke or the coolness of the Guinness, but I'm doing a little bit better. Yeah, Harold, I appreciate. It's not a bad idea. I'm telling you. Put him third. It doesn't hurt to see what it's going to look like because, the knock on Bader is that he and this is coming from Clark, that he was a home run happy guy. Now he's not known for home runs. Take it easy, Kev. So Kevin says, let's put this up on the big board for everybody. Kev, I would pitch to the 212 hitter with the 160 Ks instead. He's speaking about one Pete Alonso. Kevin, you're crazy. Kevin and I go back and forth a lot. We don't see eye to eye on our baseball acumen or our love for some players. He wants to see Pete go bye-bye. I don't. I think Pete is very instrumental for our success. But, hey, Babs, what's going on? I am Say Tupo Interstado. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for joining on. I just had a little, you're going to have to rewind. I just had a little snippet about you and your insanity about taking the kids to Kalahari. I didn't let out the fact that you're not happy in Kalahari, but that's neither here nor there. It's to know Barbara is to love Barbara. To make Barbara happy is a very, very, very rare feat in life. I mean, I don't know how I've lasted 24 years. I don't know. But anyway, hey, James, thanks for joining us. I was going to end it, but we got some latecomers, so thanks, James. Babs, hey, Danica, hey, your grandpa's on. Say hi to your grandfather. Bob, you're going to have to rewind it because I gave you a shout-out about how I wanted to come back as your child if there's a thing as reincarnation. Oh, my goodness, yes. Hey, Jeremy, what's going on? I am Octuple Interstado with my friend Jeremy. I love you, buddy. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you, Jeremy. Much success on your business. I'm happy to see that you recouped after the fire you had and Coca Is that floor restoration, Jeremy? I don't want to downsize your company, but you're very creative. I've seen your work. Jeremy does great work. But we got to put that up on the big board, Barb. Barbara says I was taking the elevator down and said, "Yeah, I'm going down straight to hell." You're not going to hell, Barb. You've earned your wings, love. Trust me. All right, so we're at the 9 o'clock mark. Barbara, Danny, Danica, Ange, love you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow night when you come home, unless Bob, you got another trip planned. And God knows I wouldn't put anything past you, love. This has been Angie's Angle. Oh, Barbara's eating. She's had a Snickers bar, so she's not crabby no more. This has been Angie's Angles, a somewhat coughing episode of Angie's Angles. But we'll see you next week. Good night. I love you. God bless.